Trump on immigration is a bit like the dog finally catching the car. We saw this with the overturning of Roe v. Wade with conservative Republicans a few years ago, uh, where conservatives didn't quite know what to do. Now that Roe was overturned, what positions do they take, and how do they take what was their core belief that they never really thought would happen? Where do they go from there? And you saw all sorts of lost elections in over the last few years, with the exception of 2024. The Trump campaigned heavily on anti-migration, anti-immigration sentiment, and you're seeing this internationally with far-right parties rejecting immigration. Trump will have no excuse not to solve the border. Democrats agreed to a bipartisan deal to heavily close down the border, the Langford deal, which then Republicans walked away from. Trump will have a loyalist cabinet. He will have a unified Congress. So now the question is, Trump's going to be able to build his wall and close down the border and deport people if he so chooses. But it's a little harder than you think. And so the real question is, can Trump effectively govern on an issue that he passionately cares about, that he wanted to achieve in term one? He felt stymied by his own advisors and Congress. So now the question is, can he actually achieve his number one political objective? He will have no opposition, probably not much opposition from Democrats who have lost on this issue and are tired of losing on this issue and just want to move on from this because they know it's a loser for them. He will have a unified Congress who has been given lip service on the border and on immigration. He'll probably even have support from liberal Democratic mayors like Eric Adams of New York, who have seen migrants come to their city after Texas shipped them to New York. He probably won't have much opposition from them either. So truly, with few excuses, will he be able to solve what is a pretty challenging administrative dilemma? And it'll be curious to see, how does he go about? We have about 15 million undocumented illegal immigrants here in America. Are they going door to door, knocking on doors to deport families and break up families? Do they just focus on going forward with future migrants? What happens when all sorts of industries who are dependent on cheap labor, cheap undocumented labor, stand up and say, actually, we can't produce milk at low cost for American consumers due to if you deport all of our staff. Republicans have for years been the party of no and of the party of against governing. Now they have an issue that they care about that requires governing. So now the question is, are they able to govern effectively?